Welcome back, everybody. This is another Fleetio Go walkthrough. I'm going to go to the app. This one is going to be for the inspection forms that we're trying to get set up on here now. So we're going to go back to our Unit 300 that we've been using. And if you... Oh, I thought it would show up in there, but it doesn't. Go down to inspections, and you see it shows 1. Now these will eventually be set up once we get them all formatted correctly. They will be set up on a schedule and they will be mandatory. They're going to be, you'll get email reminders, and whenever one's missed, it will go to everybody to let us know. This one is a template that I've been using. It's not completed yet. There's some things on there we don't need, some that we do. But basically what you'll do is you'll just select it. You'll have to have your location enabled because this is going to be GPS based. So they will have to be done at the location that the trucks are listed at. Your odometer reading, you'll select it. Oh, hit the wrong one there. I'm going to go down here to start. You'll enter in your odometer reading, 78,433. That's what it's showing right now. You'll put the actual reading in there. That is the last known reading for the truck. And I'll end up deleting this one out as I go through. You can add photos on any of these screens. You can add a photo or a comment. So say you click the comments and say odometer broken. You still need to add that into the issues as well. But this is a way for you to make a note on the inspection report of what's going on with it. Click next. Most of this is based on the last vehicle inspections form that I had. So it's asking you if the emergency response guidebook is in this truck and in good shape. It will tell you what it needs, we're asking for. Make sure it is the current version and in good shape, and a simple pass or fail. If it passes, click on that, and it goes through. If it fails, you will have to put a note in or a picture for anything. That's to make sure that we know why it failed instead of just clicking that something failed all the time. Same with the guidebook, current BOL. They have to be in the truck. So this is, it'll tell you that it has to be within reach of the driver. Truck book, making sure verify all forms are present and current. Your tank paperwork, making sure you check through all of those to make sure all of the information is there. It looks like I backed up one. The spec plate, which is on the side of the tank, making sure that it's clean and readable. If you get a DOT audit or a roadside inspection, they will check that, and it is a violation if it's not able to be seen because it's behind everything, if it's scratched up, if it's dirty where you can't be read. Anything that's in that section for paperwork that's not right, but it's not included in this form, here's a section where you can add anything. Hey, by the way, I need a new truck book itself. I need the papers that need to be printed back out because they got wet. This is something where we know everything is current, everything is up to date, but we need to replace this. Next is going to be your safety equipment. So you have your fire extinguisher, reflective triangles, and it's every piece on here of the truck that you need to check will be in this pass or fail setup. Now some of them, as I go through, let me try to find the one, fluid levels. This one is going to change a little bit because it's going to be changed up to in the future to where you have to take a picture of the actual levels of the fluids. This is to make sure that the inspections are actually being done, and so we have an actual visual record if there's a truck that's constantly low on fluid, instead of just having a form where we say, yeah, the manager said it was low. We'll have a visual record to put with that too for any disciplinary actions with the drivers. There's always, visual leaks. Same thing. Take a picture of it, where it's coming from, and all these pictures will be available attached to this form to make it a lot easier to track certain issues with the vehicles. You have certain components like the steering, and it tells you there's not supposed to be any more than 2 inches of steering wheel free play. So not just grabbing the steering column and knowing, okay, yeah, it's there, but if we have a new manager, someone that's not used to doing these, I've tried to put all the information I can into the notes. Same with like the brake inspection. It's farther down the list, but it's got a link in there so that you can actually bring up what you need to know, the actual process of testing the brakes for your leak down test and everything for the air brakes. Battery cover is intact, terminals aren't corroded, and holds a charge. The cover being intact is a big deal. That is a DOT violation. And that's what we're trying to do with these inspections, is to cover all the areas that are putting our trucks out of service and that are giving us violations, so that we stay on top of them and keep this from happening, in the future. Exhaust, no exhaust leaks. It's a DOT issue if visible or audible near the tank. So, that's something that all they have to do is walk by and see soot on the exhaust pipe, and it's a violation. Um, Again, for the visible fluid leaks, engine compartment, list any of them and their position. It's all stuff that will help to track what's going on with each individual truck. Um, for your tires, pressure and tread depth is good, and it has on here their DOT minimum is 430 seconds. So add a comment of what the actual tire, and we'll probably end up changing this around to show each individual tire so we can track the tread depth over a certain amount of time. It's going to be a little tricky because of the different configurations of some being single axle, some being dual axle. And we have some trailers, some straight trucks. So there's going to be different inspection forms, and we've got to get all those set up. The drive axle, I have this set up for individual drive axles. The first drive axle is required because, as you can see up at the top, the second drive axle isn't required because not all trucks are going to have the second drive axle. That's why it's set up this way. Wheels and rims, brake adjusters, it'll tell you slack adjusters are properly adjusted, less than 1 inch of travel. So it'll tell you everything that you need to know on here. And when you get through with all this, like this form has 90 questions on it. That will be changed back and forth a little bit. We're trying to make this as easy and concise while still giving us all the information that we need to keep the trucks up to date. But then once you get through to the very end of it, it'll have a column that'll let you sign, showing that you're through with it and you're attesting that everything is correct. And then it's automatically submitted in. It goes into Fleetio. It gets attached to that truck, and everyone that needs to know about it will be sent a copy of it, so that your managers and district managers, everybody that needs access to that, has access to it right then, right there. And if you have any questions on this, feel free to drop me a line, give me a call, and we'll go through any questions. If you have any things you think needs to be added to the form, then let me know. Thank you very much. Goodbye.